Okay, good afternoon everybody. My name is Iain Hamilton. I'm the race director for the Outlaw Triathlon, and for those that are cleverer than most, you'll be working out that we're not actually in Nottingham or Holcombe at the moment. Myself and Simon are currently in Lanzarote, enjoying, from my point of view, a week away of
just give them a view of the beach, Ian.
Okie dokie. I'm here for a week of concentrated work. We've got now approximately 6 months to the Outlaw full, and we've had a few questions just recently about within reason why people don't make it to the start line. So the best person to speak to, I thought, would be Simon Ward. He's our official coach and coached literally thousands of people to, I'll call it, Outlaw distance finish. So Simon, why don't people make the start line at Outlaw?
Well, they don't make the start line, Ian, probably because they get injured. They miss a significant chunk of training, and then at a certain point before the race they probably think that they're in an irretrievable position. They're not going to get the fitness they need to finish, and so they just pull the plug, which is a shame. I don't know what the figures are. You're probably the best positioned to tell me that. Is it 10%, 20% of entrants?
Within reason, it's just below 20% of people that will actually enter the Outlaw will then end up not getting to the start line. Some withdraw early on for reasons they're away, they got too much work, they get pregnant, etc, etc. But I would say the greater majority end up withdrawing predominantly because they get injured or they're not prepared, and a lot of them lose confidence before race day actually.
Okay, so you and I both see the excitement of people when they've entered for the Outlaw. They post it on Facebook, yeah, I'm in, I've done it, it's going to be my first one. And so to have those high hopes and ambitions dashed because of something that could be avoided is quite a bit of a shame, isn't it? And you and I have probably met quite a few of these people over the years. They come along to watch their friends, and they sort of feel left out.
I've met most of them after they've had that disappointment and they've decided to withdraw.
Yeah.
And there's a combination of reasons why people get upset, but yeah, there's nothing worse than actually having to withdraw from an event because of injury, because I would say probably 9 times out of 10, and Simon will correct me if I'm wrong, 9 times out of 10 you can actually prevent getting injured.
You can, and if we just go through a few of the common reasons why people get injured, they start a program because they're not in good shape, say from 20 weeks out. So having decided that they've got this Outlaw event to do, and they've got to do almost 4k swim, 180k bike and a 42k run, they've got in their mind that there's a certain volume of training that needs to be done, and therefore even if they're not in a position to start that, they've got a ticking clock really. So they pick up the volume too quick and they get injured, and mostly the injuries are running related. So Achilles tendon problems, knee problems, hip problems, we've all had those, I think, both of us.
We've got those.
So we have some sympathy with that, but those can be avoided. I think one of the other problems is that most people have this idea that you need to do an awful lot of running to get through the Outlaw, and of course you don't. You can walk if you're not a strong runner. That's something that I've done a lot of, and Ian probably has too. And you can still do a reasonably good time if you walk. But by far the best way is to have a structured plan to get to the start line in a reasonable condition, to achieve a goal that's within your reach based on your own fitness, your lifestyle, the other things that you have going on in your life besides training, and that for most people is quite a lot.
Okay, one of the questions that I got the other day was somebody phoned the office and said, we're 6 months out, is it possible for me to train? They've got reasonable fitness at the moment. Is it possible for them to train at the moment and complete the Outlaw?
Yeah, well, that's the important thing, I think, is complete the Outlaw. If they're trying to finish the Outlaw in 12 hours, then that's a tall order. And the simplest thing to do is work out what your commitments are, how much time you have to spend at work, how much time you need to devote to your partner and your children if you have any, other family commitments, travelling, sleeping. Once you've done all of that and you work out you've got 10 hours a week left to train, then that's enough to finish the Outlaw. Right? We've got lots of examples of people who finish the Outlaw on that. Whether you're going to go sub 10 or 12 hours is another thing, but it's certainly possible to finish, and the key is being consistent. So you really haven't got any wiggle room to get injured or to get ill, so you need a structured program that's going to allow you to slowly build up your volume, and then a bit of time for rest so that you can recover and your body gets stronger, and then you move on to the next level. So like if we drew a picture of it, it'd be like a little set of stairs going up, climbing up to the Outlaw race day.
Okay. That's pretty good, I think, from our point of view. That's the main question at the moment, so maybe we'll get some of the questions sorted out and then do this again in a couple of weeks.
And you know what I think people are asking it, are we going to have a romantic sunset, Ian? So come on, let's give everybody the romantic sunset. Turn around there. Here it is. Sunset on the beach. Isn't it?
No kisses.
No kisses.
No kisses.
I'm taller than you now as well. You should have been down there all the time. Anyway, everybody, thanks very much for watching. For those of you who are for those of you coming to the Outlaw, we look forward to seeing you in Nottingham at the end of July. I'll be on the start line with you at the finish line to call you in and call you out, and he'll be in the background all day, but he'll be there.
Definitely. See you soon. Cheers.
Bye bye.